a dude with 4-5 babies mamas. Here you come with 10 babies mamas. Future, is that you? Okay. Hey beautiful ones, Fran here, back with another video. So before we go any further, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, thank you for being here. If you're new to Fran's fam, welcome. I am so glad to have you. And if you have not subscribed yet, make sure that you click that button right now. I'll wait. I'll wait on you. And hit the bell. Okay, all right. So this video is going to be all about manifestation. It's going to be about your questions that you've sent me about manifestation, and I answered questions on Instagram, but I didn't get to everybody's questions, so I thought that I would do it like this, because this way I can get to everybody's question, right? All right, so get your pencils and paper out. We're going to do a little teaching here. We're going to talk about manifestation. Now, I've got my handy dandy phone here that has your questions on it, but I also have other information on here. I get a lot of questions from you guys about manifestation and about how to manifest. And questions about, is manifestation godly? Is it against God? Is it in the Bible? Blah, 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 blah. I am going to talk about all of that. Now, you know, here on the channel, we are raising consciousness and changing mindsets, one video at a time. So I really love to teach about things that bridge physical and spiritual together. Also, give you references about why it really is okay to do these things in your life. So most of you guys know that I'm a woo-woo girl, right? But I'm also a God girl, and I believe in exploring all things spiritual. So we're going to talk about manifestation. We're going to talk about why it might not be working and some of your other questions that you guys may have. Again, this is a great video for taking notes. So I have some of the best Fran fam members ever. Sometimes people will actually take the notes for you guys and put them down there. But I think that's cheating, because you should do your own work. I think that's cheating. Just so you know. Anyway, I also want to send out a shout for my beautiful earrings. Thank you, Yooncore. They gave me some beautiful earrings. You guys know I love earrings. I'll leave the link to order. And she also gave me a code if you guys decide to order. These are handmade leather earrings. And she's all the way in Tel Aviv. So she sent me these beautiful earrings. All the earrings that I wear that look like this, she sent those to me. And people always say, oh, I love your earrings. Where'd you get those? So I just want to tell you guys that I will leave the link below if you guys want to order some of these earrings. But aren't they gorgeous? I mean, they just kind of pop. Anyway, let's get into the manifestation. Let's jump into it. All right. So first of all, I am going to define manifestation for you guys, right? That's the first thing. So manifestation, as defined by Webster, is an event, action, or object that clearly shows or embodies something, especially a theory or an abstract idea. The action or fact of showing an abstract idea. A symptom or sign of alignment. Okay, all right. So one of the questions that you guys ask me repeatedly, I get this question a whole lot, and it is, how can I manifest money if I do not have a job? Now, I know that some of you who have been with me for some time can answer that question for our fellow subby. One thing to realize and to understand is that your source of income is not your job. In the physical realm, it appears that your source of income is your job. Because we're taught that if we work and if we work hard and if we get degrees and if we go to college and we land these really, really good jobs, we will be wealthy. That's some of the conditioning that we have. I'm here to tell you that I did all of that and I was as broke as a joke, right? Had a great job, making great money, degrees out the woo-woo, the whole nine, and was broke. There's a couple of things about that question that I want to answer. Number one is your source of supply is the invisible substance of the universe. That's the first thing. Your source of supply is God. The universe, your higher power, however you identify it, however you choose to identify it. I identify it as God. God, first of all, is your source of supply. And God is not waiting on you to do some fantastic thing so he can give you money. He's not waiting on you not to do anything bad and to be a really good person to give you money. God is your source of supply. It is constant, it is overflowing, and it is unlimited. Kind of like the ocean. How the ocean has no floor and it has no ending. That's how the supply of abundance and prosperity is. If you are depending only on your job and solely on your job for money, you have got some reprogramming to do in the mindset. When you have a lack mentality, you look for people to provide for you. When you have a lack mentality, you look for things to provide for you. A rich man, a rich husband, a good job, clients, etc., etc. Once you begin to wrap your head around the fact that you're already rich and the substance is available for you, you just have to call it in, and then you take inspired action around that. We've talked about inspired action. I'm not going to go through inspired action in detail again, but I will link the video. Inspired action simply states that I'm asking for something, I'm listening to guidance, I'm listening to my intuition, and I'm following the guidance that I am given. That's what inspired action is in a nutshell. Your job is not your source. I have tons of clients who were out of work for the pandemic, started new businesses in this pandemic, and have made upper six figures. I personally did not miss a beat during the shutdowns, etc. My business kept going and kept blooming because I was not looking for people. I wasn't worried that, oh my gosh, my clients are not going to have a job, so they're not going to be able to pay me. I kept my eyes on the source, which is God. The source of all prosperity is God, period. It is God who directs you to do this. It is God who directs you to create this. You have a whole heavenly staff, ancestors, spirit guides, angels, etc. that come to you and assist you when you call. So I'm not telling you to quit your job. Let me say that. Your job is just the vehicle, right? Your job is just the vehicle to provide the income, right? Whoever created whatever you're doing or wherever you work or whatever company you work for, they were given an inspired action. They were given some guidance to do this. Thus, you're employed for their company. So it's about being connected enough to understand that money is an energy. Money comes when you call. And when you have a healthy relationship with money, which that's going to be my next money series video, so you guys better get ready for that. When you have a healthy relationship with money and you understand it and you understand how it moves through this universe, you will understand that there is no reason for you to have lack in any area of your life. Your job does not dictate how much money you have. Your mindset and your faith and belief around calling in money is what dictates how much money you have. Let me give you another example. If you are depending on clients to buy your products, let's just say that, and nobody buys your product, are you going to close your business? Or are you going to step back and think about ways that you can promote your products or get your products in the hands of some influencers or however marketing, whatever marketing you want to do for your business? That's an inspired action. That's what happens when you ask for direction, when you have a spiritual practice and you sit still and you listen to the voice of spirit. You get direction. So your job is not your source of money. It is the vehicle that you have been given to create money. So I hope that answers that question. I get that question a lot. All right. The other question that I get a lot is, let's see. What do you do while waiting? I know my desire is coming. I can feel it. What do you do while waiting? So when you are manifesting and creating your life, it's kind of like you're living a constant script. All right, so we talked about scripting before. I'm going to do a video where I script with you guys. But if you go back and you look at my video about scripting, when you are waiting for your manifestation to show up in your physical presence, because manifestation starts in the spiritual realm first. It starts up here first, and then it comes down quickly or slowly, depending on your belief system. What you do while you wait is you get the feeling of how you would feel if you already have that. So you go through your life and you act like you shouldn't be acting like you're happy. You should be finding reasons to be happy. And I talk about that a lot too. I'm not a real big fake it till you make it girl. I'm a real big raise that vibration. Let's get that vibration raised up and let's operate in the space of I am because I am. Right? So while you're waiting on things to come to pass, you can prepare. Get yourself prepared. So if you are asking for a home, right? Where's your home at? Have you went and looked at homes? What would your homes be decorated like? Would you entertain? When would you entertain? Would you have a special room for your spiritual practice? Would you have many rooms for your spiritual practice? Do you have one garage? Do you have two garages? You begin to see what you're asking for as if it's already there. You visualize yourself in your new home. You visualize yourself having company in your new home. You visualize the mortgage company giving you the keys to your home. You visualize your life. You go and you begin to look at new furniture. You start to look at new bedding. You start to look at all the things that you would have in your new home. Start a Pinterest board. I love Pinterest. Start a Pinterest board and put ideas for your new home in your Pinterest board. Begin to see yourself already in that space. That is what you do while you're waiting. If you're waiting and you are hung up on, gosh, this is taking forever, or I asked you this a week ago, or I just cannot believe that I still don't have this because I've asked you for this so long ago, then you are defeating the purpose of your manifestation. You're defeating yourself, basically. It's like self-defeating, because that means that you're so attached to it that you're hanging on to it and you just are trying to pull it through and rush it because I have to have it. Let me tell you about waiting on your manifestations. Some things take longer than other things to happen. Just the way it is. Just the way it is. Wish I could explain it, but I can't. Sometimes things will show up in your life super duper 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 quick. Like if you believe for it, it's like bam. Bam. And there it is. You're like, ooh, this is good. I like that. Sometimes it's like, oh. That's my nails clicking. You heard me, didn't you? You did hear me, right? Yeah. So, with that being said, it's really not how long you wait, it's how you wait. The universe creates divine alliances and divine movement, divine timing according to your desires. Sometimes they have to do a little work and they have to tweak things, just a little bit to bring forth what you're calling for. So that may take you a little bit longer, but that's okay because you're preparing and you're going to be ready when it shows up, right? Right. All right. Next question. How do we call or ask to hear our angels, and how do we hear them? Love this question. However, this is not really a manifestation question because your angels are always with you, but I'm going to ask this question anyway. So, let's see. So, the best way to hear from your angels is to practice silence, meditation, reading your word, creating the space for them to come. It is very hard to hear from Spirit when you are cluttered and distracted. Some of us want to hear from our angels on the run, right? Like we always moving, we always shaking. We don't even take 5 minutes to sit and have a conversation with Spirit, have a conversation with God, have a conversation with your ancestors, have a conversation with your spirit guides. We don't do that. We want Spirit to move for us immediately, but we don't want to be present for that move. The best way to talk to your angels is to simply talk to them, just like you would talk to me. A lot of times we get caught up in the ritual of things, and everything doesn't have a ritual. You can simply say, angels, here I am, I'm available. I give you permission to talk to me. I give you permission to assist me. I give you permission to help me in my life today. For me, I was born with the gift of discernment, so I hear and I see really clear. When I was developing my gift, it would be like movies were played over the top of people's heads. So you could ask me a question and then they would play the movie for me. Then it went from me seeing the movie to me hearing words and phrases. And then from that, it just began to flow through me because number one, I was practicing it. I would read my word. I would sit before God. I would ask for a deeper discernment. And it just began to get clearer and clearer and clearer. Different people hear differently. Different people get messages differently. I don't use cards or anything like that. I do pull a daily oracle card for myself just because I'm hard-headed sometimes. And I can get an answer, but then I'm like, let me see. Okay, I'm human. But when I do readings and things for people, I don't need cards. I can just shut down and connect and so I want to tell you that you don't have to manifest that connection. You just have to nourish that connection. It is important to do that. create a spiritual practice, give them the space, invite them in, and I guarantee you, you will hear from your angels. They want to help you. Thanks for that question, though. Okay, the other question that I got is, what if I'm actively manifesting and practicing, but my husband is not? I am changing, rising. He is not. So that's kind of a manifestation question, but it's really kind of not a manifestation question. There are some things that I want to touch on in that question around manifestation. Number one, you cannot manifest for anyone else. If you are wanting something for someone else and they don't want it and they're not a vibrational match for it or in a vibrational alignment for that, it is not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Manifesting and your partner's not manifesting is kind of a touchy subject because we all don't believe the same. And so as long as his belief is not affecting your manifestations, then I guess that it's not a problem. But you mentioned that you are changing and that you are rising. Do you feel like you're transforming and you're transforming out of the relationship? Because that's kind of what I think I hear. And that's kind of what I feel. A lot of times we simply outgrow our partners. It's just that simple. We're going one way, they're going the other. We want something, they want something different. If this is not affecting your relationship in any way, then it's not something that you should worry about. Manifestation is a choice. Creating your life, manifestation, calling things in is a choice. Everybody's not choosing to do that, and everybody doesn't believe that it is possible to do it anyway, depending on the mindset and the conditioning. So if it's not affecting your relationship personally, if it's not causing strife in between the two of you, I probably just wouldn't worry about it if it was me. All right, so I'm going to do 2 more questions. I don't want this video to go too long, but the other question that I always get is manifestation against God? I get that question a lot. So I have a couple of things to say about that. Number one, I'm trying to think of how to put this properly. A lot of people have fear around things they don't know. If they don't know it, it's not good, it's bad, you shouldn't do it. I mean, people have fear around what they don't know. When people ask me about God and manifestation, this is what I think and feel and have learned, my opinion. God created everything with his spoken word. Every single thing that we see on this planet was created with God's spoken word in Genesis. You don't read the Bible. If you do read the Bible, you can look in Genesis. Everything was created with God's spoken word. If you go on over to Matthew, if you read the Bible, if you don't, that's fine, but if you do, Matthew talks a lot about asking, believing, receiving. In all things, make your request known. There's a passage in the Bible that says, write the vision down. Make it clear. That's all manifesting. I think that a lot of us get caught up in the terms around manifestation. The law of attraction, the secret, things like that. It really is no secret, right? It's just the power of God moving in an action. That's it. I think that a lot of people get upset about it because they don't know about it. They're not educated about it. They don't want to be educated about it. They're closed-minded about it. And it's just the way that they feel and think. And that is okay. once you do understand that you really cannot manifest without God, because manifestation takes faith in the move of the universe. In the move of the universe. Who is the owner of the universe? People who don't want to say God say universe. They say the divine. They say higher power. I mean, there's so many names for God, but some people try to go around God and act as if he is not a part of any creation that you create. He is. He's the ultimate creator. And nothing is created, manifested, coming forth, called in, without God. People can lead you to believe that, but I'm telling you, it doesn't happen without God. It's kind of interesting that people believe that you can pray and God will bring you something, but that you cannot co-create with God yourself. And I think that that's where a lot of us drop the ball, because we feel like, oh my God, I have to wait on God. When God is really waiting on you to understand your power. And to understand that the power that he has given you to create and manifest and call things in as so they are. Life and death are in the power of your tongue. You're either killing your life with your words or you're creating your life with your words. So that's my opinion about that. That's what I think. All right. The last question that I am going to answer is about manifesting love. How can I manifest a love relationship? And I really love this question because I haven't ever done a video about my manifesting love relationship, but I'll have to do that some other time. Anyway, the best way to manifest love, first of all, is to really and truly, I mean, I know you guys are going to say, oh, Fran, but to fall in love with yourself first. And let me tell you why it's important to fall in love with you before you start manifesting a love outside of yourself. If we don't feel worthy of love and we're just looking for someone to fill a space or fill a gap or fill a hole, or I need to have a man because I want to have a man, or I need to have a woman because I want to have a woman and everybody else got a man, then you really are setting yourself up for a relationship that is not going to feed your spirit. And most lasting relationships are deeper than surface relationships. Surface relationships last, but they don't last in fulfilling the soul. So the first thing you need to do is you really need to fall in love with yourself. What do you love about yourself? What would you like to change about yourself? Not what somebody else wants to change about you. What would you like to change about yourself? And why do you love yourself? Why are you so amazing? Start with journaling those things. This is why I love me. I love me because I have a heart that is so big, and I have beautiful eyes, and whatever the case may be, whatever the things that you love the most about yourself, write those down and practice daily self-love first before manifesting a love outside of yourself. Then what you do is you get really clear about what kind of love, lover, relationship you want. The reason that I really stress the clarity part about what you want is because a lot of times we get so caught up in the packaging of things, we forget to ask for things inside of the package that are very important. You can ask for someone who has a lot of money, but if you don't ask for him to be generous, then the money that that person has doesn't matter. You can ask for a person to be very affectionate and very loving, but if you don't ask for them to be affectionate and loving toward you, you're leaving some things out. You can ask for them to be healthy, but what about their mental health? What about their spiritual health? So I always tell all of my love clients, all the women that come to me who are looking for love, we do a love list, we do a love language, there's so many components to manifesting love, because you don't want to manifest something that you do not want. And a lot of times we focus on what we don't want in love and we're pulling it right to us. I don't want a man who smokes. Here comes a dude that smokes. I don't want a man who's stingy. Here comes a dude that say he gonna take you out to eat at McDonald's. I don't want a dude with 4, 5 babies mamas. Here he come with 10 babies mamas. Future, is that you? Okay, anyway, let me leave Future alone. I don't know that man. Anyway, what I'm saying is that when you start talking about things you don't want, right, you're going to start pulling those into you. It's really important that you do your work and that you get clear around what it is that you truly desire in love. And then that's what you do after you realize how extremely worthy you are of love, and not just any old love, good love, like Anita Baker said. You want good love, right? So you start with you, and then you work down to your mate, and then again you prepare yourself. Waiting to receive my mate, or when I knew that my mate was coming because I gotten clear and had did all the things that I needed to do, I started taking spiritual goddess baths. Not only did I take spiritual goddess baths, but I used spiritual oils, biblical oils that Queen Esther used, etc., etc., etc. I did a lot of research on how to really embrace my goddess self, right? Fran loved everything about her. Not in an arrogant way, but in a way that I am wonderfully and fabulously and perfectly made. God did not make any mistakes when he made Fran. And I love who Fran is, and I love who Fran is becoming. You got to get to that place where you are just like, hey, I love everything about me. Every single thing. And if you don't, then you're probably not the one for me. Get clear about the love you want, because the love that you seek is seeking you. I promise you that. Alright guys, this video has gone a little long. There are more questions. I'll do another question and answer later. But I wanted to do these, and I wanted to get them out, and I will do more later. Alright guys, make sure that you leave me some comments. Let me know what you think about this video. Don't forget to thumbs up it, and I will talk to you guys soon. Alright, bye for now.